In this video, we will learn how to create basic graphics using shapes available in Adobe Animate. For example, a rectangle, oval, or polystar tool. I'm simply using touchpad on my laptop to create a rocket symbol. So let's go back to the main screen. I will choose polystar as I feel this is the closest shape which will help me create the body of the rocket. So here we have created a polystar shape, and you will see how we can create this symbol using the basic shapes, and to transform these primitive shapes we use modify feature of the selection tool. First, I would like to change the size. Okay, I think I'm happy with this size. Now we will choose the modify feature of the selection tool, which help us to modify the curves and the lines. So you can see that the cursor changes, and at the bottom of the cursor you can see a curve that tells that we can create a curve here, we can modify a curve, and you can see this one tells that you can modify a corner. All right, so I'm going to now change this shape until I'm happy that it looks like a rocket body. All right, I think I'm okay with that, or maybe slightly circular or round here too. And now I'm going to make it little slim. Now, if you do a selection with a single click, the stroke will not be selected. So make sure you double click so that now you can see the stroke is also selected. Now, when you move, it will move both stroke and the fill. All right, now another thing, we will use the line tool to segregate or divide this shape into sections. Now, I would like to fill this section in with the red color. So let's choose the red color, and there we go. Okay, now I'm going to call this layer body. Now I'm going to add another layer, and on that layer I'm going to add the window glass. For that, of course, we will use an oval shape. So oval tool, let's choose the color. Maybe let's take this blue color. Yeah, this one is better. So this is the oval shape. Now, if you feel like it's not really in the center, double click on it, move it a bit, and see wherever you are happy. Now we need to create the outline for this one. So let's say window border. And for this, what we want is the fill color is none, and the stroke, we want to use a yellow stroke, and also for the stroke we want a thick stroke. Oh, let me choose the shape, then we will be able to see the size of the stroke. So let's take it to something 35. And we can of course change it if we think it's too thick, but I'm happy with that. All right, now we need to create the side wings, and then we will create the fire or the fuel part of that. Okay, I have added another layer. I'm going to call it the right wing. Okay, for that we will choose a rectangular tool. We do not want any actually we want the stroke, but stroke this time should be only one. Okay, and the fill color should be red. Okay, now again using the shape tool, I will simply change it to this. Whichever shape you like, you can move it a bit more, but I'm happy with this part. Now I'm going to select it, make sure double click so that it is all selected. and here, and I will move this layer down the body so that it can hide. And also I will now duplicate this layer to create the left wing. And for that, the free transform tool, we will transform it and flip horizontal so that it can fit on the other side. All right, there we go. Okay, now the last part, we need to add the fuel. Let's call it fuel. For the fuel, I'm going to use the pen tool. Okay, so I'm going to create a shape. Okay, once we are happy with this shape, let's fill that in with a color. Okay, now again, using the shape tool, we can definitely modify the curves and the lines as we like. All right, if we want, we can make this a little bit big. Again, double click for the selection. All right. Okay, so there we are. Okay, now I'm going to duplicate this layer. Let's change its size a bit. All right, now we are going to make another copy of it, duplicate layer, and this time I would choose yellow color. Okay, I think this one is better. Let's change its size a bit. Okay, I think it looks fine now. Now I'm going to merge all these three layers for the fuel because we basically just need one layer. Right click, merge layers, call this layer fuel. Okay, now, so rocket is ready. You see how we have used basic shapes and created a rocket symbol. Now we are going to create a little bit motion in the fuel section. For that, of course, we need to add frames. So first of all, let's create 120 frames roughly. Okay, so we have added the frame. Now only because we want to create some motion for the fuel, we will be just adding keyframes in the fuel. Okay, so after 10 frames, I'm going to insert a keyframe where I'm actually going to reduce the size of this a bit. Okay, now I will repeat frames. After every 10 frames, I have alternate size. So for example, in the first keyframe, size is big. In the second keyframe, the size is small. So alternatively, I will be repeating these frames. All right, so all keyframes have been added. Now let's run this. This looks good. Okay, we can even try this running in a loop. You can see it is running fine. So that was all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe.